instead of running from trouble, the trouble that comes in our lives, and we all have issues and trouble and that friction, I call it, run to it, and become the right person in that moment, and you will build a relationship with whoever you're dealing with, because they can trust you. So, parenting, raising a family, you learn a lot. It's funny, the experts in parenting are normally the ones who've had no children yet. so we've all learned so much by parenting, and there's a lot you can bring from your parent role into your business. My main thing that I tried to do is, the secret I found is to any relationship, unless you have an absolute narcissist you're dealing with, but for most people, just seeing them, value them. Just like with your children, you see them, you pay attention, they're little. One of my sayings to my grandkid is, man, you made my day. You made Pappy's day. To make them feel loved and seen and special. Well, that relates to any relationship. So in business with your employees, I found it to get the best out of them is when they know you truly care. So we spent a lot of time, literally for years, I would write, still do to this day. I wanted to know everybody's birthday. We had one time over 600 employees. I wanted to know when special things happened in their lives. Maybe when I had the first child graduate from college, or a baby was born, or first grandbaby. Why? Because I would want to send a note to them as the CEO and owner of the company, saying, hey, I just heard you had your first grandbaby. I'm so excited for you. Or, hey, happy birthday. Here's a $10 Subway card, to go get a sandwich. Glad you were born. Glad you're working in the shipping department, or whatever their role was. So it's about seeing people, really. And then we tried to incorporate our family. We would get involved in missions, for example. On Memorial Day, we adopted a vet. One of our ladies had lost a son, and one of my employees had lost a son in Vietnam. We adopted him, Roy Sheffield, and my kids were this small. Every Memorial Day, we go to his gravesite, we tell his story, we say a prayer over him and his mom. And my kids, I got pictures of my kids this tall doing that. Now my grandkids go there. And so what are we doing? We're giving life lessons. We're molding them and shaping them. I do the same thing with employees. And actually, to be honest with you, I did this with our vendors. I did this with our banking relationships, our legal relationships. I try to teach our people all of life is relational. All of life is relational. Relationships are built on trust. Trust is built by being trustworthy in a very difficult situation. Okay? So when you see trouble in your family, or somebody is hurting for some reason, or maybe there's a reason for you to be angry at someone for doing something to you, it's in those moments, I call the irritation of life, that if you're trustworthy, do the right thing, maybe you have to swallow some things, that maybe you don't want to swallow, you become a trustworthy person. And now you can have a relationship down the road. Same thing in business, with your employees, with your vendors, with your bankers, with your whoever you're dealing with. Always be forthright, always try to build trust. And instead of running from trouble, the trouble that comes in our lives, and we all have issues and trouble and that friction, I call it, run to it, and become the right person in that moment, and you will build a relationship with whoever you're dealing with, because they can trust you. So I don't know if that makes sense, but those same principles apply at family. They apply to your business. So the name of the game at the end of all of this is relationships.
What if I told you the world doesn't need more noise? It needs more truth. What if I told you freedom isn't guaranteed? It's guarded by men who still believe in something higher than themselves. I'm Steve Maxwell, entrepreneur, husband, father, and co-founder of Citizens Defending Freedom. I travel the country calling men to rise, lead with faith, and stand firm for what's right. This isn't about politics, it's about purpose.